that stuff. That is the work. That's the end game, the journey. And as long as you're continuing along the journey and continuing along the path, you're making progress. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. I am up on my walk. Got a little bit of not a late start. I actually started early, but I started walking a little bit later today just because today was the day that we are sending Carter off to middle school for the first time, for the first day. So he's off already. Just had to make sure he was up on time, and Tiffany made sure he had all his stuff and had his schedule and stuff, and she waited for him to get on the bus, and I took off on my walk. So it's getting a good start to the day. Today's going to be a cleaning day, getting all the stuff in the house kind of cleaned up, freshened up. Would have done that stuff yesterday, but had a jam-packed weekend with football games, funerals, spending time with family, and then Sunday, having the day that we had yesterday was kind of intense from very early morning to late evening. Even after I got home, just kind of getting them prepared for school, getting cut Jaden's hair last night, and he wanted to get a line up, so we lined him up and did that. But yeah, good day. And honestly, I'm in a state of kind of just thinking about and processing the week that I just had, to be honest with you. Had a really great week. Also spent a lot of time with people and talking to people, and had a great conversation with a friend this weekend, and very encouraging conversation. But kind of still in that limbo area, kind of like not being done yet or not being there yet. So that's what I'm feeling. Hope you guys have a good day. All right, so like I said, today's gonna be a cleaning day. So I got up and like I said, today's gonna be a cleaning day. So I'm headed to the store right now to pick up a couple of items that I need to clean the bathrooms and some of the things in the house. Probably pick up some more paper towels and then also get some food for the week. So I'm gonna try to keep it under $100, but I just need things like Windex and some cleaning solutions and stuff for the bathrooms. And I also need some like Drano or something for Carter's bathroom, because the boy put rice in the sink and it's kind of like stopped up. So hopefully they have something in our local like food line for that, and I'll pick that stuff up and try to remain under budget. The good thing is that me switching to making my own breakfast sandwiches has actually helped out, because I used to have to like buy a breakfast sandwich, a new pack of breakfast sandwiches every week. Even though there's 8 in the pack, my kids will eat a couple of the ones that were deemed for myself, and so it would only like last me a week. So every week I have to get a new one. But now that I have I buy the sausages separate, and then I buy eggs, pack of 24 eggs, those things last a little bit longer. I can get 2 packs of English muffins, for like $5 or something like that. And so those are gonna last me as well. So I think making it myself is actually making it more affordable, even though it does take away from the convenience of being able to just pop it in the microwave. I'm not looking for convenience all the time. I'm looking for like the best, like, the sweet spot. Okay, got everything. $75. Okay, this weekend was a whirlwind, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about the experiences that I had this weekend, but also just kind of touch base on a little bit of today. So I was able to spend a lot of time cleaning and, just making sure that some of the spaces in our house have been tended to. I think that leads to us having a clearer mind and us having a clear ability to just move about our space. I need to clean this room in particular, but I did get to a good start yesterday by cleaning quite a bit upstairs and the bathrooms and things like that. So I spent some time deep cleaning, and I'm not sure if I wanted to clean because I wanted to stay busy, or if that's something that's starting to become part of my routine. I intend to clean or deep clean the house every 2 weeks, spot clean and do that stuff on a daily basis, of course, but every 2 weeks I kind of want to get a deep dive in, and Sunday was that 2-week mark for me. And just thinking about all that happened this weekend kind of pushed that Sunday cleaning day a little bit back, which also kind of pushed some of my week back a little bit. But I think we're off to a good start. I am just kind of trying to process all the stuff that happened this weekend, but didn't really have time to sit with anything really. It was kind of like a whirlwind, but I did take some time to be present with a couple of people, and I felt like I was poured into quite a bit. One of the gentlemen that I talked to just gave me some encouraging words, and I haven't spoken with him in a while. And part of what we talked about was me potentially going back into the workforce and what that looks like and how I'm feeling about it. And one of the things he said was that I'm believing that we're going to believe that this is happening for you. And those words kind of really really encouraged me at that moment, because I don't know if you recently done a job interview or whatever. This process is way more extensive than what I've experienced and what it used to be, and it takes you through quite a bit of emotions. Do I really want this? Do I really need this? Is this something that you really want to do? And sometimes sitting with a decision a lot longer can make that decision quite a bit harder. And instead of moving in a quick pace where it's hey, you make a decision. Sitting with this and going in there and experiencing what I've experienced, talking to the people and all that other stuff, I want to know, and I was just sitting here for a second before I started talking, but I want to know what it means to actually believe. And I was in the church this weekend. I was speaking with people who were pastors and ministers, and I had just some thoughts as far as just like even my experience here doing this and going through this experiment, and this experience has caused me to like question a lot of things about myself and what I believe myself to be, right? But then also looking in and asking for myself to change, like asking my mind, my body to actually change and bring about change in my life, right? And I feel like much of that is believing, right? Believing in yourself, believing in the change, believing in the activity, believing in the experiment, in the experience, believing in the change, in the fact that, like, if I ask the question, and I just asked myself today, I was like, have you actually changed? And what has actually changed? And if I look at my life and like what is actually like materialized, and I'm trying to quantify that, right? And it's hard to quantify it. It's like, it's difficult. But it's also not difficult, right? It's like if you identify the things and believe in the things that are happening, but belief in things that have yet to materialize or yet to have happened, right? And so I think that kind of coincides with the experience that I have with this interview, right? And so yes, I don't have the position, but I am on the way, right? And I think we spend much of our time in life on the way, right? Like, you're not there yet, but you're on the way there. And we're always looking to find, okay, like when I get there, this is what I'm going to do. And when I got this is what I'm going to do. And when I get that house, or I get that car, right? And when I get that job, and I get, my child comes here, but then the goalpost moves, right? And it continues to move. And it's like, it's an interesting concept, and believing that you're moving in the right direction, believing that you're making progress. And I think that also depends on what what we define as success in those scenarios, right? And yeah, definitely feel like I have done quite a bit of the work. I've experienced and learned quite a bit about myself and who I am. I have made some mistakes. I have, found like new ideas. I've found new parts of myself that have been hidden for quite a while, right? And I'm happy to have discovered those things. I'm happy to have gone through this experience and experiment. And I think that in my head, I have I have placed a milestone marker somewhere, and I feel like I haven't yet reached that milestone marker, but I definitely feel like I'm on the way there. And it's like, it's just, you keep pushing and it's just around the corner. You just keep going and it's just right there. And how hard it is to believe and continue to believe without having those things like materialize, right? And just being right there, right? And so I made a couple of statements before about just like the idea of like, just, you know, you keep going and everything else around, everything will just move out of your way eventually. And so, yeah, I'm kind of in that space right now. I think this week is probably going to be one of the toughest weeks because of that concept of believing and staying in the belief. But you got to keep pushing. And to be honest with you, I'm proud of myself for what I've done so far. I'm happy for the experience. I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for you all for watching and encouraging and hopefully taking steps in the right direction. But there will be, you know, ups and downs along your journey, and there will be times where you will question whether you have done anything meaningful. And I want you to sit with yourself and understand and try to find the positives and the meaningful moments that you have experienced, and what those things look like and how they have materialized. The expectation that you may have for yourself may be down the road, but it may be at that mile marker ahead. But you have incrementally moved towards it. At what pace, I don't think we will ever know until we cross that finish line and we get to that mile marker. But I guess that's the beauty of life. We never know at what point it will come. This evening I had a basketball session, and it was a grind session. It was just ball handling, dribbling, all that stuff we were doing, and it was tough for the kids. And the kids were like, "Coach, can we get water?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know if y'all realize this, but we only have 2 minutes left, and then we're done." And they were ready to take a break, but it was like, the finish line is in 2 minutes. Y'all can't give me 2 more minutes? And it was like, "Oh, we only got 2 minutes left." It was like, you have your head down and you've been grinding and you've been moving and you've been dribbling and ball handling and doing the work, that you didn't realize how close you were to the end. And, you know, because I'm the one with the watch, I knew when the end was. So I was like, "Oh, you don't need water. You don't need to sit and rest. You need to just keep pushing just for a little bit longer, and you're there. A couple more reps." And so, man, it's just crazy how like you can find like little stuff in life that makes things make sense. But I feel like I need to understand that I'm not keeping the time in this experiment, in this life. I'm not keeping the time. I don't have the watch, right? I'm not the coach. I'm one of the players. And we're training. We're doing the work.
we're doing the experience, and eventually the workout will be done. The mile marker will be there, right? And it could be 2 minutes away. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm in different states, but I also want you to experience and see those states, because I think that's the most honest I can be. So I am going to see you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Peace.